Okay, good morning, it's Mike. Hey, thanks for jumping on with me this morning. You know, there's no doubt that being self-employed is not for everybody, is it? While I absolutely love it, I think I'm unemployable now. And I'm going to use the term employment I'm going to use the term real job, okay? These are people that are not self-employed. They're not independent contractors. They're not like you and I. They have real jobs, right? I think I'm unemployable. I don't think I could have a real job again. I'm going to tell you why in a few minutes, but I absolutely love being self-employed. But there's no doubt that a lot of people don't, and that there are some real downsides to it. So let's take a real quick look at some positives and negatives about being self-employed, about being an independent contractor, about being a real estate agent. Let's knock the negative side out first. There's no paid benefits like employer-provided health insurance that they pay 100% for you and everybody in your family. We don't get any of that. Now here at our company we do, but most of us in this business, and we don't have fully paid insurance and other benefits like personal time off, vacation time, that kind of thing, right? People with real jobs, they do. I don't get a paycheck every week or two, right? I don't have money just show up in my account. People with real jobs do. That must be great, and that's not me. I don't have set hours and days. So like at 5 o'clock today, I'm not off. My job will follow me everywhere I go. People with real jobs, typically not. Their workday comes to an end at a defined point, and they're not available again until the next day. By and large, there are some exceptions to that, but people with real jobs, they get off on Friday afternoon, they got the weekend off. Not us, right? It's seeming like we're on call all the time. Paid, this is a note I have to myself about the benefits of being employed, having a real job. They're paid without accountability of results. Now look, I know that everybody's got to do their job. People with real job have some level of accountability. They have to do their job, or they're not going to be able to keep it. But they're really not responsible to the bottom line of the company. Whether that company surges or fails, typically isn't that employee's responsibility. They don't have to live with that stress. If they have a payroll coming up on the 30th of this month, they're not worried and stressed. They just assume that their company will meet the payroll demands. They're not worried about whether they will or not. That's a given. You and I, if that deal doesn't close, it might mean the difference between whether I can pay my bills this month or not. So we have a different level of stress and anxiety to deal with than people with real jobs. You know, many folks with the real job, they have the real job because they just can't handle the self-reliance that's required by being an independent contractor, by being self-employed. They need somebody under threat to tell them where to be and when to be. Without that, they wouldn't do it. They would get up when they felt like it. They would get dressed and they would work when they felt like it. But if they have a boss telling them what they have to do, they will do it. They're much like children in that respect. If your mommy makes you, then you will do it. If she doesn't make you, then you won't. Or you will, but only if you feel like it. So I think those are some of the negatives about being self-employed. On the positive side, oh my gosh, on the positive side, I decide what my income is going to be this year. Nobody else. And I'm not worried about being inconsistent because I get to control that. I decide what my income is going to be this year, not the man. I decide my schedule and my days off. Now look, I fully recognize that getting to make that decision doesn't mean I don't have to do it at all. As a matter of fact, I probably do it more than if I was working for the man and he was making me. But if I want to work on Saturday and take Thursdays off, that's my decision. That's not somebody else's. I decide what is and what is not important. I decide that. Nobody's going to tell it to me. I choose who I am and who I am not willing to work with. Hey, you know those people with real jobs? If their boss is a jerk, if they have a disgruntled customer, if somebody's acting out towards them, they have to swallow it. They have to put up with it. I don't. I can replace an unattractive customer at any time I want to. As long as I'm getting my work every day, I'll have a plethora of prospects, a full pipeline of prospects, and I choose who I am and who I am not willing to put up with. I don't need a regular paycheck because I'll get my little fanny out of bed every day and go to work because I'm passionate about my business. Why? Because it's my business and I'm reaping the rewards from it. I'm not going to a job and producing income for somebody else to get rich on. I'm doing it for myself. Your regular paycheck, I don't need that. I can manage my own money. I'm a responsible adult. If I have a good month, followed by a down month, I don't go spend all my money when I'm having a good month. I recognize that I have a budget. I stay within my budget. When I have a good month, I store my nuts, and I'll need it when I have a down month. Why? Because I'm a mature adult. I don't just run out and spend all the money as soon as I make it. If I do that, maybe I do need a real job where I have consistent, even income every week, and then I don't get tempted to be irresponsible. But I'm not a child. I can manage my money. I'm not a child that has to be told when I can go to the bathroom and when I can go to lunch and how long I can take for lunch. I can manage my day. I build a schedule for myself. My schedule's reflective of the business that I want to do. It includes all the activities I need to complete today in order to have the kind of business I want. And I'll take as damn long or not as long at lunch today as my schedule allows me to, and I don't need another grown-up telling me how long that should be. I want to be solely accountable for my results. Hey, if I make a lot of money this year, if I don't make any money this year, that's entirely my fault. It's my fault if I did, it's my fault if I didn't. I can control it. I can turn the dial up and I can turn the dial down, and nobody else is influencing that but me. I want to be solely accountable for my success and my failure. And the last thing on my list of positives, I don't want and I don't need a real job to run my life. I can be diligent and I can be consistent all on my own without the need for a boss to babysit me every day. Folks, those of you that are scared of being self-employed, that's okay. It's not cut out for everybody. You probably should get a real job. The world needs people to have real jobs. You're not cut out to be a self-employed entrepreneur. It requires a little bit of risk-taking. It requires a whole bunch of diligence and maturity, and that's why the rewards are so great on the self-employed side and so limited on the real job side. I know which one I'm going to choose. How about you? Who are you? Are you an indoor cat? Do you need somebody to put food in your bowl every day so you can lay in the window, yawn, take naps? Or are you an outdoor cat? You're just going to go out and kill your food when you get hungry. You're not going to be relying on anybody else. I think each of us has to make that decision, don't we? But I think all of us, in our own way, should go out there and make it happen for ourselves today.